This is DJ Dr. Chris.
And it's your favorite nurse practitioner, Bree.
Today I'll be talking about squatting and low back pain.
And I'm going to continue my talk about postpartum, but this series will be about hair loss.
And after that, we'll pop open a bottle and see what comes out. Are you ready?
Oh, I'm ready.
Okay, Bree. How you doing? So first of all, everybody, we're testing out some new mics, and we got some kids in the background, so give us some feedback on how it sounds. So it is officially season 3.
Season 3. I can't believe we've been doing this for that long.
I know, it's crazy, right?
That is kind of crazy.
Well, who wants to start today?
I'll start, guys. So, y'all have been along for my journey with the whole pregnancy, and now I'm sharing my experiences with postpartum. So, Elizabeth is now officially 3.5 months. And I'm finding that, of course, your body is still changing. So the best thing that I've come to terms with is just to accept it and move forward. This week, we're going to be talking about postpartum hair loss. I am going to show you pictures of what I've taken and what I've seen. I cried a little bit because, I knew it could happen, but I didn't think it would happen to me. But it did in chunks. Postpartum hair loss is also called like postpartum alopecia, where usually it's the edges of your hair, but then sometimes in the middle of your head, bald spots where the hair is no longer there and is just falling out. So according to the American Academy of Dermatology, this is normal. Many new moms see this hair loss after having a baby, and it's because of the fall in estrogen levels. However, usually the hair loss, usually everything grows back and goes back to normal by the baby's first birthday. But they always said, like, if you don't see it, return to consult a dermatologist because there could be an underlying condition that you're not aware of. So the dermatologist pretty much says some tips of the trade is shampoos. Try to use a volumizing shampoo where it makes sure it's not so heavy to avoid like heavy conditioning of your hair because it's heavy and it holds your hair down, makes it limp. I also did other research, and I found that there are some tricks that you can do after the baby's born. You're on prenatal vitamins throughout your entire pregnancy. Continue to take the prenatal vitamins. The thing is, the baby's no longer there. However, your hormones are changing and your diet may change, so you might be getting the vitamins and minerals that you need from the food that you're eating. So continue taking your prenatal vitamins. Another thing that you can do is using a follicle stimulator serum to help in the areas that are bald. Also massaging the area that has lost the hair helps stimulate the follicles for the hair to start growing again. Let's see. So, eating a nutritious diet, of course, vegetables, protein, all that helps with hair growth. And then I found that some essential oils like lavender and peppermint oil mixed with, don't put that straight on your head like by itself, but mixed with different, like an avocado oil, coconut oil, olive oil, almond oil, mix those ingredients together and apply it to the bald spots. All that's supposed to help as well. So, of course, I'm going to put pictures up tonight so I don't forget of my bald spot. I'm nervous, but be gentle. It happened around my edges. And then I'm also show you how much, when I took my braids out, how much hair actually came out of my head during this process. So I've ordered castor oil that's supposed to be coming in the mail, and I bought a serum today at Sephora. So I'm going to try these two. I'll take pictures of them and put them online. I'm also going to try the coconut oil mixed with lavender. I'll do that as well at night to see how fast and if I can get this hair to come back a little bit faster than 1 year from, back October, because I really would like to wear my ponytails again because that is where my edges have fallen out.
Bald spots, no big deal. I've had one for years, and I never noticed it.
For men, it's a little different. Like I said, I would like to wear my ponytails again and not have to keep wearing headbands.
I always think it's funny that I'm literally the only person that doesn't see my bald spot.
Yeah, because it's in the middle of the head. I look in the mirror and it's staring right at me. But the joys of motherhood, Elizabeth is worth the bald spot, I guess.
So you mentioned massage, and of course my orthopedic ears picked up on that, and there is some like postural considerations for balding. So this is off topic a little bit for what you're talking about, but if you've got that sort of typical forehead, I work at a desk type posture, that will stiffen up a particular muscle. So Occipital Frontalis is a muscle that starts at the base of your skull and wraps to the front of your forehead. And there's this like strong fascia-like tissue that connects the ends of the muscle. And when you are in that position, like kind of chronically in that forward head position, that those muscle fibers in the back of the skull get really stiff, and they pull that fascia like a taut drum. And that can help, it'll cut off the blood supply to the follicles. So getting out of that position, massaging particularly in the back of the skull, and even like that fascia area, like I even have this like little roller, but it's got like little pins on it almost, like little sharp points, and it feels really good. That's supposedly will help get some blood flow back to the area.
It's just stimulating the area pretty much.
Yes.
Like that's what they do for like microdermabrasion.
Yep.
When you have scars, you do the little pins. It brings collagen to the area, which helps the healing process.
Yep.
So there's a lot of things we can try. I just know that I'm going to be working day and night trying to get the spot back to normal.
I'm sure it'll come back. I'm sure your body's like
so.
Hormones are balancing out, and I know it's a process that someone else I know very well complained about.
And these babies just mess us up. I was like, who gets pregnant? Like, why do we do this?
Yeah.
For these little humans that we love so much.
Yes. All right. Anything else you want to say on that subject there?
I think that's it. It's just trial and error, Chris. So what's going on in the rehab corner?
So usually what happens for me, my whole process is I see something like a same pattern over and over in the gym, in my clinic, and then I write a blog on it, and then I choose to talk about it because that's what stimulates my thought processes. So one thing I've been seeing over and over lately is a lot of back pain when squatting, not deadlifting, but squatting. There can be a lot of reasons for this, but the very first thing I always check will be your ankles. All right. This is like kind of probably an easy thing to overlook, but it'll usually happen. So if you're missing, let's talk dorsiflexion. Okay. So if dorsiflexion is the motion, if you think of stepping on a gas pedal, it's the opposite of that motion. So bring your toes towards your nose. Majority of people I see are missing a lot of that range of motion. They say 10 degrees is considered normal, but I really think you want like closer to 15, maybe even 20 degrees if you want to do deep squats. So this will happen with people that want to squat deep. If you don't have 15 degrees, your body's going to compensate somehow. And let me just say that I'd say like 90% of foot problems are due to lack of dorsiflexion. Probably 90% of knee problems are also due to lack of dorsiflexion. And then I'd say 50, 60% of complaints, and this is not research-based, this is based off of what I see in my clinic, of back pain with squatting comes from lack of ankle dorsiflexion. So what happens is you're going to compensate. So as you go down deep into a squat, if you are missing ankle dorsiflexion, as soon as you start to run out of real estate, because you have to flex the ankle in that particular manner for a deep squat, you're going to feel the pressure of like the calf basically pushing you backwards. So you're going to feel like you're going to fall backwards. So what happens is your torso will lean forward. So this is kind of hard to describe over a podcast, but what should happen in a nice perfect squat is that as you go into the deep squat, the angle of your shins and the angle of your torso should be parallel. What will tend to happen is you run out of space in the ankle and the shin kind of stops moving, and then the torso compensates and leans forward to counteract that feeling of falling backwards. So then when this will look like someone's hips will rise, their butt kind of pops up first as they come out of the squat. So now your center of gravity is shifted, especially if you're doing a back squat or a front squat for that matter. And now your back extensors are doing more of the action as opposed to your glutes and your quads, right? So that's a really common thing I see all the time. So usually if you clear up the dorsiflexion, that pain will go away once you work on the mechanics too. So the easy way to test for this is see if you can take your ankles out of the picture and then squat, and that will tell you, all right, is it the ankle? So the easy way to do that is you just elevate your heels somehow. You can put your heels on like a 25-pound plate or some kind of wedge or something like that, so that you buy some room in the ankle. And if you can squat a little more upright in your torso, then you know the ankle is your problem. So I did write a blog on this. I've got videos on a couple different exercises I like to do to get back some dorsiflexion. That will take care of that. I'll put that in the show notes.
That's kind of cool because I'm sitting there thinking about how I squat with my trainer, and I feel like I lean forward a lot of the time, trying to but then I try to push my butt down into the squat, but then my knees hurt. So it's just like I think you really should have someone monitoring you when you're exercising because you could really mess yourself up.
I can tell you, in all the people I've evaluated in my life, in my 10 years of practice, I think I had one person with flexible ankles. So everyone else has been limited.
Yeah, I know mine are probably limited and stiff.
Yeah, I mean, if you just do a squat and you can't keep your feet straight and your heels down, like something happens, like your foot turns out, or your knee caves in, or your heels rise, that's a sign that you're missing ankle range of motion right there. Which is basically everybody.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
We'll have to record us doing squats. Maybe we can put that on the Instagram.
Oh, I'll do that.
That's a good idea.
All right.
We'll do it tonight. I don't want to do too much exercise because I'm ready to have a drink.
All right. Well, so without further ado, shall we?
Let's pop open one.
Okay. Well, I popped open my Freak Show Zinfandel, which I love.
Actually, that's not Freak Show.
This one is right here.
I gave Chris a glass of Joseph Phelps, and then he's going to drink some Freak Show.
Yeah, well, I'm finishing up the Phelps.
Yes.
And about to pour the Freak Show.
So you need to tell them which one you like better.
Okay. I'll tell you in a few minutes.
In a few minutes. So he'll...
Swirl and sniff. Whoops.
As he waits on my countertop.
Alcohol abuse.
But yes, he has Joseph Phelps Insignia right now, and then he'll be drinking Freak Show, which I love both. They're both great wines. What is Freak Show? Is that a cab you're drinking?
Zinfandel.
That's a Zinfandel.
They do make a cab,
They do, because that's the one I had is the cab.
Yeah, I like their Zin a lot. I love red Zin in general.
I used to. Now it's a little too heavy for me.
Yeah.
I used to drink Malbec and that all the time.
Well, you wanted this big rosé kick and vodka.
And then I married my husband, and he's on a Pinot Noir, so that is probably what messed me up.
Yeah, probably. Pinot Noir is pretty light.
Mm-hmm. I'm drinking, because I'm back on my diet, vodka and 0-calorie lemonade with water, because lemonade is a little too sweet for me. So just to give it a little flavor, I added the lemonade to the water to kind of lighten it up some. And of course, Tito's, because it's my favorite.
Yeah, I've been on Tito's kick lately too.
Mm-hmm.
Tito's and Kettle are probably my two favorites.
Tito's and what?
Kettle One.
Oh, I like Kettle One.
Yeah.
I like all vodka, because I was like, I like Grey Goose, I like Kettle One. I like the Kettle One botanicals. Those are good.
You're drinking Tito's right now because Bethany's in town.
No. I always have Tito's stock. Well, when I was pregnant, it wasn't stock because I was like, I can't drink it, so there's no reason for me to share with other people. So, but now that I'm not pregnant anymore, it is stocked and ready to go.
So, speaking of all this drinking, any resolutions?
Oh, which I'm still shocked that this is season 3. Like, I can't believe we have been talking with y'all, discussing with y'all, growing our viewers and listeners for 2 years now, pretty much. This all started as a fun little project during the pandemic, and it has grown, and I'm so excited. But my resolution this year, I mean, I'm not even going to lie and say, I'm going on a diet, because I feel like that's setting myself up for failure, but it's just to be healthier. And just to be a good mom to Elizabeth, because this is a whole new venture that I'm going on, and I'm happy y'all will be joining me.
Well, I think that's a great resolution. Yep. I typically don't really set resolutions. Actually, I saw this post on Instagram. I kind of loved it. It was, so many people are concerned about what they do between Christmas and New Year's when it should be the other way around. Like what you do for the rest of the year. I love that. But but I did kind of made like kind of a loose one this year to be more spiritual. So I'm in this like business mastermind, and we set quarterly goals, and personal goals, and business goals, and then it's usually a spiritual goal on top of that. And I'm always falling short on what to write for those goals. So like whenever I do any kind of like self-audit, it's like my spirituality is like 0. Like I'm not a very religious person or anything like that, but I'm not even talking about religion. I'm talking about like mindset, taking time out for yourself, that type of thing. So that's where I'm going with it, is really going to ramp up the spiritual dial on my quarterly goal planning.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's, I mean, for me, it's going to be I already started doing like ice baths. I'm trying to do it weekly, probably be more like monthly. Reading more, getting out in nature more, trying to take some more time off. That's what I'm talking about.
I believe in that. I also believe in is who you surround yourself with.
Oh, absolutely.
Like I am a religious person, but not everyone that I'm around believe in like an organized religion. It doesn't really matter. I feel like as long as you're a good person, I believe in what I believe in, and I'm open to hearing what you believe. However, it's probably not going to sway my beliefs. But if you surround yourself with good people with like-minded values, then your spirituality will take over, I feel like. It just depends on like who you're around, because negative people tend to gravitate to positive people. And I think it's really crazy how that happens. But if you're a positive person, you need to remind yourself that you need space, time, and a break from people, and it's okay to give yourself a break from someone if they're dragging you down. Energy vampires. They will suck you dry.
Yeah, I think as you get older, you learn to sort of cut people out if you have to. That's a hard thing to do, but sometimes you gotta.
It's the best thing for you because you have to look out for self, so that way you're okay and mentally okay to you, for your family and your kids. Like you can't just always be giving to other people. So,
all right, I just finished the Phelps, so let me try that.
You need to rinse that glass.
I'm going to condition the glass here.
That's gonna
temper the glass. This is actually a nice little trick. You pour a little taste of the new wine in there, swirl it around, and of course you drink that.
I thought you were supposed to pour that out.
You should. And then the glass is ready to receive the new wine. All right. And based off that last taste, I think I like the Joseph Phelps way better. Oh, definitely. Yeah, this has got like almost like a rubbery taste to it. I wonder if the bottles are right. Maybe it just needs air. Anyways, what else, Brie? What's going on?
So like we were saying, we're trying to figure out during the poppin' bottles and as we're drinking segment, what would y'all like for us to talk about? Please send us either an email, DM, any kind of message to try to figure out what would you like to hear from us on our end. We did restaurants for a year and a half, I feel like. We've done questions. It's really hard to find questions when you do it almost every single week.
Yep.
We also did, the good news of the day. If y'all want us to continue that, tell us what you want to hear, what you want us to do, so that way we're able to talk about it and discuss it more with y'all.
Maybe we should bring in some more guests. Maybe we should bring your sister on, my wife on.
I think that would be cool. We could do that during the Poppin' By segment. Always have a special guest to talk about just life in general or their business. If you want your business to be promoted or aired on our podcast, let us know and we can discuss that as well.
You notice how they didn't look over here when we said that?
No, they didn't want to talk to us.
Like,
I think my sister just laughed.
All right, Bree, well, anything else you want to discuss?
I think that's it for this is season 3, episode 1. We're starting out the new year right. Chris came over to hang the baby shelf so she can have her own little sanctuary and be able to read her books. But yeah, we will continue. Like I said, I'm still doing the B flat on my stomach. So that way we can see if it actually works with stretch marks. And then we're adding the hair serums and treatments to see if my bald spot will grow. So I'm happy to kind of post different segments for y'all to join me. And then
remind the listeners what you're doing with the stomach and the stretch marks in case they didn't hear the last episode.
Oh, so I'm doing B flat, which is a product that I found. I saw it on Instagram. And then PRP on the other half. So my left half is B flat. The right half is PRP, and we're going to see which one works the best.
Very good. Okay. Well, if that's that, this is DJ Dr. Chris.
And it's your favorite nurse practitioner, Bree.
And we'll talk to you guys next week.
Bye.
Do you have unexplained pain, or do you wonder just how healthy you are? When was the last time you had your blood tested? Blood chemistry analysis is a great way to stay ahead of any health conditions, and now you can have control of your health with Let's Get Checked. Let's Get Checked is an incredible company that sends blood tests to your home. You can choose from over 30 different tests, whether that's liver function, testosterone, micronutrient, cholesterol, or C-reactive protein, which is a marker for inflammation. It's sent to you with free shipping, and you get your results in 2 to 5 days No physician referral needed. Use the code DPT30 for 30% off. Go to letsgetchecked.com and use the code DPT30.